guys, so the last video I filmed was a disappointing product video, and I thought to balance things up I should do a monthly favourites. So this is kind of mid-month, but it's been a while since I've done a favourites video, so mid-month or not, it doesn't matter. I would let you know what I'm loving at the moment. So I have a bit of a variety. I think there's only one, maybe two cosmetic products in here, and the rest is sort of like skincare, hair, that sort of thing. So the first thing is skincare, and this is something I used a while ago, and this is the No. 7 Beautiful Skin Hot Cloth Cleanser. So I used to use this a long time ago and I absolutely loved it, but I wanted to explore other things. I tried other products, which include the Liz Earle Cleansing Polish. Once my Liz Earle Cleansing Polish finished, I moved on to this Liz Earle one. It was nice to use, it smelled quite pleasant. I understand why people like it, but to be honest, I think it's almost identical in my opinion. I think No. 7 does exactly the same thing. Now the difference is No. 7, often you get little vouchers that's like £5 off. I think this is maybe £10 to buy without a voucher, but when you have a wee voucher it's only a fiver. And I just think this is just as good. The Liz Earle one I got maybe like 50ml for 12 or £13, and at the time that was quite a good price. So comparatively the price, I would definitely choose No. 7. I'm sure I've said a million times, I usually use a face wipe to take off the excess, then go with something like a cleanser, then a face wash, then a toner, a few steps in my skincare trying to keep it as good as I can. But this one is really nice, and it doesn't smell too strongly for people that don't like it. It breaks down my foundation, my makeup, my mascara, as well, and even stubborn sort of lip products. I like a matte lip, so if I'm struggling to get that off, this is really nice, and it's quite soothing. Sometimes I'll leave it on for a bit longer as a mask and put the hot cloth over it. So all in all, a really nice product. I actually haven't tried any of the rest of the No. 7 skincare. I know that my sister and her wife both use the No. 7 skincare, but this is only really, I think this is the only product I've tried from No. 7. Which is kind of surprising actually, because usually once I buy one thing I buy the whole range. So if you've tried that No. 7 stuff, let me know what it's like. And again, with the No. 7 foundations, apparently they're fab, but again I haven't tried any. So back to the cleanser, it's really good. I definitely recommend it, and if you're thinking of Liz Earle, I think you'll try it, and like me, you might like it, but this is just as good too. Continuous skincare, we have the L'Oreal Triple Active Anti-Shine Mattifying Hydrating Moisturiser. This one comes in a really nice wee jar. Let's see the size, it's 50ml. And I'm at that age where I'm looking for something that's going to prevent sort of, not wrinkles, but you know what I mean, keep your skin in good condition. This is one of their sort of more everyday moisturisers. It's not for, you know, a lot of L'Oreal products would be 50 and above, or 40 plus, 30 plus. This one's sort of more of their basic ranges, so I think this is maybe under a fiver. And this one in particular, I have a funny feeling is now discontinued, because I did buy it on offer, and it's a big shame because this is actually fantastic. It's quite a nice light consistency, it's still a cream, I'll just show you it in there. So it's still a cream, but it just goes in so quickly, and I think it's possibly because it's an anti-shine, that it's not as greasy in texture as other moisturisers I've tried. Recently I've been absolutely loving this because it's ideal to put on before you put your makeup on. Sometimes in the morning, well, every time in the morning I'm getting ready for work, it's always in a big rush, and if it's a thicker cream you have to leave it to dry. I'm quite methodical. I like my moisturiser to really absorb before I put any makeup on. It just disappears, and because it's anti-shine, I find like it's a really good moisturiser to wear underneath your makeup. So once this is done, I think I have another one, and after that I'm definitely going to try some of the other range that's still there, because there's just something about this that really works for me. My favourite hair product at the moment is this hair polisher. It's by Fantasia. It's called Fantasia High Potency IC Intercellular Hair Polish Daily Hair Treatment, Aloe Vera Enriched. I'm not actually sure what the name of it is, but this is amazing, especially if you bleach your hair, if your hair is very damaged. I'm not sure if I've talked about this before, but I've been meaning to bring this up a long time. I've been using it ever since I bleached my hair, which is probably about 2 years ago now. At the start I liked it. I used to put it in my hair when it was damp and before I dried it and stuff, but I realised there was a much better way of using this, and the best way I found to use this is on dry hair. So I put this on my dry hair. Sometimes I leave it on overnight as a mask, and it really nourishes my hair. I think it's because the aloe vera in it maybe helps to nourish and condition it. but this stuff is fab. It's only maybe £6 off Amazon is where I usually get it. And if you're bleaching your hair or your hair's damaged or frazzled, this really improves it, or at least it did for me. It's not like well, it's kind of like a mixture between a serum and an oil kind of texture, and it absorbs into your hair better when it's dry. So just a wee tip if you need something to help your hair out like I usually do. My disappointing video, I'm not sure if it's up yet. I've talked about one of the Freedom items that I really didn't like, from one of the items from the Freedom range I really hated, but this is one that I absolutely am in love with. By far the best brush cleaner that I have found yet. So that, I don't know if that light is blinding you, but this is the Freedom Be Free to Makeup Professional London Pro Studio Brush Bath Sanitizing Brush Cleanser. This I think is maybe, oh I can't remember the price, maybe about £5 to £8, I can't remember. But this is from Superdrug, from their exclusive Makeup Freedom range. And it's basically like a little tub, and it comes in like a solid form, so it's almost kind of like soap. It smells really fresh and cleansing. It's antibacterial as far as I know, and it's like an antibacterial sanitizing brush cleanser. So you basically just get your brushes, swirl them in it with a bit of water, and then rinse them out. There have been loads of brush cleaners and cleansers and sprays that I've tried, and they do an alright job, but this literally obliterates all of the dirt from your makeup brushes and sponges. I use the Real Techniques sponge, and this works an absolute treat. So I usually sort of rub it in, wash it a few times, then I'll use a bit more and let it soak in there for a couple of hours. Then I will wash it again and sanitize it that way. So I like to get a really good clean. When I'm doing my brushes, I do a really good clean, and there's just something that's really nice about this. It sort of smells like detergent, and with other brush cleaners and stuff, you seem to have to like wash them quite a long time before all the dirt sort of comes out, or you know, the foundation, you can see yourself if you've used a foundation, you can see the colour of the foundation coming out, but this one literally gets straight in there, it's all out, and it just makes me feel very contented to know that this product is totally taking all of the dirt and antibacterializing everything. So this is phenomenal. If you haven't tried it, definitely go and try it. It's worth the £5 or £6 or whatever it is. If it was more expensive, I'd probably still buy it. So definitely recommend that one. So a cosmetic type product that I've been really loving recently, and to be honest I've been loving it for at least 1.5 years, maybe even longer, is the Gosh Prime and Refresh Illuminating Eye Roll-On Instant Tightening Roll-On. And this is what I use sort of underneath my eyes and maybe at the side of my mouth where I would sort of tend to crease my foundation a little bit more. And this comes in like a rollerball formulation, and there it is there. As you can see, just sort of roll it on, and it's really refreshing. It kind of acts like a primer, so any sort of fine lines and things, this prevents your foundation creasing in it. And I think this retails for about £9 or £10, something along those lines, but I've noticed recently it's not on the stand anymore, so I think Gosh have maybe discontinued it. I don't know if you can still get it online, but I'm sure I bought it when it was maybe 3 for £2 or something, and I have a couple more left. But this is so good, especially if I'm going on a night out. I just find this really helps to hold my foundation. My concealer would tend to crease the sort of sides of my eyes, and as I said, the side of my lips, so this really helps to prime the skin ready for it. And just to help it hold on a little bit longer. It's also quite refreshing in the morning, the sort of cold little roller balls wake you up a little bit more as well. So if you tend to crease underneath, I do still set my concealer with a powder, but I just find this sort of smooths out the area first as well. My second and final cosmetic product is the Makeup Revolution Makeup Pro Fix Amazing Makeup Fixing Spray, and this retails for £5, and this is fab. I've used other setting sprays or fixing products, and guiltily, I have to admit, on occasion, don't do this, I don't recommend it, but on occasion I have used hairspray to hold my foundation in place. I know that's really bad, but I know a lot of us do it. It's also not very good for your skin or your pores or anything like that, but you know what it's like when you're desperate for your makeup to stay put, especially if you have a big night out planned. So I have tried this and I am in love with it, and they do it in an oil control version also. I just use the regular one, but obviously if you have oily combination skin, maybe try the oil one. This really just holds my makeup in place. I tend to put this on before I put mascara on if I remember. It doesn't make much of a difference, but I prefer to do it before mascara, just in case it sort of dampens the mascara down, in case it sort of smudges or anything like that. but this is brilliant. I maybe used 3 or 4 sprays of it. I've tried and tested this since I found it, since it came out. I bought it, and I have to say, out of all of the drugstore type makeups, and out of all the drugstore setting sprays, this one I definitely recommend above them all. This is probably the cheapest. I think Makeup Academy do one, and it's £5 also, but this one way outdoes the MEA one as well. And they have, now L'Oreal have one, Maybelline have one, and even though the L'Oreal ones or whatever are more expensive, this is better than them in my opinion. So give it a good shake, a couple of spritzes, and your makeup will stay on much longer. You can use it in the daytime as well if you find that your makeup smudges, but I have to say I am so beyond impressed with this. Although it's not a necessity for everyone, it's important to me and it really does a good job. So last 2 products, I will swiftly move on because I feel like I'm yakking on endlessly about everything. So the next 2 I will make nice and quick. The last 2 items are scented. So my favourite fragrance at the moment, and I have actually been using, is the Dolce & Gabbana Dolce. This one tends to be a more expensive one, and so I tend to keep it good and don't want to use it. But I love the smell of this one so much that I just wanted to get my use out of it for once. And I've been spraying away at it in a slightly better weather. The bottle's beautiful, although mine is slightly broken, which is annoying. I got it in a gift set after Christmas, and whatever way it was boxed up, the little lid isn't quite fixed on it. But regardless, it's an amazing fragrance, and I would find it hard to believe that anybody didn't like this. It's a floral, sweet, very summery fragrance. It's light, but yet it's really, like, it stays around. So without going into too much detail, amazing. Love it. And definitely top 5 fragrance. And last but not least is a quick one, and this is the Yankee Candle in Sweet Apple Scent. And this one you really notice across the house. Some Yankee fragrances, while they're good, some of them aren't as strong as others. I find this scents the whole house. I often have this one on, especially if I'm doing some design work. I tend to have this one burning in the background. I do have it in the large version, but for the purposes of this video, I thought it'd be easier to shoot the little one. And the large one I have in the background when I'm doing design work. There's just something really pleasant, and you just sort of notice it now and again, and it just gets me in the zone to sort of be creative and get down to doing some work. And I always seem to have it on, so this one is definitely what I've been loving recently. And if I had to choose only one Yankee candle for the rest of my life, I think it would be this one. But with that, it is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!